Hi-ho, everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom Compass podcast, where we point you towards the good and bads of all things Disney. I'm one of your hosts, Griffin Tennell, Griffy D-Pad, and with me, as always, is the wonderful, the amazing Mr. Mitch George. You're scaring me.
Who's ready to talk about Toronto for the next half hour?
Oh, God damn it. It's one of those episodes. I'm making you watch Stumptown so I can talk about Portland.
I mean, fine.
It's a very specific show that if you know it, you know it. Fantastic. Good work on you. What's up?
I do. I feel like is the poster with the one with she's like on this broken down car. I'm aware of this show. I've never seen it.
It is a fine show, but a fantastic comic book. What's up, folks? How you doing? It's a holiday season. I had a Santa hat ready for this episode. Did I remember to grab it? Absolutely not. Do I care at this point? Not really. How are you doing? Welcome back to Kingdom Compass. Of course, let me hit you all with that rigmarole. How are you doing? Good. This is a show about Disney, all things Disney, the good, bad, the ugly, everything. If you enjoyed this show, please let us know. Tell us what you want us to talk about in the comments below. This is going to be a weird episode today.
Hey, Griffin. You know how you're talking about Stumptown and it being a show that's based in Portland?
Yeah.
Know where it was shot?
Probably Vancouver.
It was shot in Vancouver. Yeah. Canada.
This is what I get for having a podcast with a Canadian.
No, this is what you get for making me record this at 10:30 on a Tuesday.
This is the only time that works for us. We're incredibly busy. And that's the start of this. Hey, folks, we're working on getting episodes out on time. We're really busy. It's the holidays. It's not going to happen. Things are chaos, but we're doing our best here. We got this episode. We are going to eventually do a Zootopia 2 episode. We'll eventually do a Predator Badlands episode.
Probably when it drops on Disney+.
We will be doing other topical episodes that we have planned. Things are coming. Do not worry. We are getting on them. We still got to record the Marvel Cosmic Invasion episode.
We did a full night playthrough of that. We could record that one tomorrow if we wanted to, but we won't because we're too damn busy.
We also got to reach out to the guests that we have in mind for that episode.
Also that, yes.
There's a lot happening. Thank you for bearing with us. But with that means we're also doing cool things right now. First off, we got two shows we're talking about right now on the TV show, kind of sort of weekly show here, Kingdom Compass TV. We got two. We're talking
one of them
about
will be weekly. You will force me to make that one weekly. You're going to drag your computer back home to Portland or Vancouver or wherever it is you're ending up, and you're going to make me record that, and it's fine.
I will not be making you record while I am in Canada, because I'm going to be at the opposite end of Canada from Mitch.
I mean, I'm kind of in the middle-ish.
Yeah, but I'm going to be
middle.
But I'm going to be in British Columbia.
No, I know, but like the other side would be like if I was in Newfoundland. But okay, I'm not.
Yeah, fair enough.
Newfoundland's funny. They put breadcrumb or they put stuffing on French fries, and it's weird.
Look, I would
dressing. They call it dressing. It's an odd place. I love it, but it's odd.
Newfoundland is weird. But yeah, we are going to be talking about Percy Jackson season 2, episode by episode, as best we can, taking a little bit of a brief break over the holidays. And we are also doing episodes about a first ever non-Disney series talking about The Mighty Nine on Amazon Prime, Critical Role's latest animated show. So if you're interested in either of those, The Mighty Nine episode is available. Percy Jackson may or may not be available, but depending on when this is out. I don't know when this is going out. So yeah.
It'll be out when it's out. And Percy Jackson's happening. Critical Role's happening. Stuff's happening. It's fun.
As always, they are on the same podcast feed. If you're listening to podcasts, you should have it ready and available. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and just head on over to the channel and take a look. Remember to hit that subscribe button while you're there, and so you can get caught up on all of our videos, as well as all of our crazy shorts that I've been putting out. I spent way too much time for a couple weekends in the parks and recorded an absolute shit ton of stuff.
Must be so difficult living that life, Griffin.
And then proceeded to send a really stupid bit to Mitch that he told me then to post on socials.
I told you to post it, but you had already planned on putting it up. Don't blame me for your shenanigans.
So yeah, go ahead and check this out. Either on the YouTube or over on TikTok. All of that said, Mitch, let's start off not talking about the show, but doing our segment of what else have you been listening, watching, playing. What other media have you been consuming lately, Mitch? You get one. You get one pick because we started doing like three picks, and then it would just be the entire episode.
The whole episode. Come back to me. You go first.
Cool. I will kick it. I'll kick it off then. Happily, because I'm gonna talk about music. I feel like I haven't talked about music on here yet. And there is an album out now that just makes my little Broadway fan heart incredibly happy. Mitch, have you ever heard of It's Kind of a Funny Story?
No.
So It's Kind of a Funny Story is a book and a movie. If you would ask me when it came out, I have no idea. For the book, at least. The movie came out in 2010. It follows this teenager who is checked into a mental hospital, but because they don't have any rooms available for the teenagers because it's under construction, all the teenagers have to go into the adult facility.
Okay.
And it's this fantastic story about burnout and gifted children, and it's a fantastic and amazing story. It's one of my favorites ever. And they're turning it into a musical. And the book, the actual script for it, is being written by Alex Brightman.
Okay.
One of my favorite actors ever. He's known mostly for Beetlejuice or Hazbin Hotel at this point. But they dropped the first three. They've dropped the first three songs for it. And I have been listening to this nonstop. They have
that sounds like your brand.
It is so good. It makes me so happy. It hits my brain in just the exact right way. It is show-stopping opening number. It is kind of a two characters getting to know each other duet that is very cute and very fun, and one that is kind of one of the kookier characters, but kind of heartwarming mentor vibe, giving his stuff away. Them being played by James Monroe Eaglehart, who you might know as the genie from the
from Broadway's Aladdin.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible. It is my entire personality right now. I shot you a message randomly of, I think I found a musical that I love more than Beetlejuice.
You did send me that. I totally forgot.
This is what it is.
Okay. I'll have to give it a listen.
It's the combination of really good music with what I can only describe as one of the most impactful stories to my life ever. So,
what was the name again?
It's Kind of a Funny Story. Original story. The current soundtrack is being done by Drew Gasparini. Other stuff they've been on was I Could Use a Drink, More Together, On the Edge, from
See, I looked that up and I get an album from a movie starring Zach Galifianakis
and
Emma
movie.
Roberts.
That is the movie version.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I actually want to be listening to. Is it?
Do you use Apple Music, Spotify? What do you use?
I do use Apple Music.
Okay, I'll just send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very worth it. Highly recommend y'all give it a listen. And please let me know what you think, because I would love to talk to people about this.
Okay. I've added it to my library. I'm going to give that a listen tomorrow.
Now, Mitch, I've given you your time. What media have you consumed as of late?
You haven't given me enough time because I haven't really been doing anything. It's the holidays. We've been doing a lot of shopping, a lot of wrapping. Really, all I've been consuming is in my free time has been the Mighty Nine, which I know you're happy about. But you can hear all my thoughts on that elsewhere. So I think what I'm going to talk about then is something that I have started and need to get back to. So this is going to be Mitch's list of things he needs to get back to. And I don't know which one I want to do.
Podcast within a podcast within a podcast.
Pretty much. Actually, no, I'll talk about something we have been watching, but very early on. Have you seen the hubbub going on around this Sean Combs documentary?
Oh my God. Yeah, I've seen the hubbub. I haven't gotten the chance to sit down and watch it yet.
So we have watched the first episode, most of the first episode. I think it's a 4-part docuseries I'm just looking for the details here. I've got Netflix open. Yeah, 4-episode docuseries interviewing a lot of people that that Sean P. Diddy Combs was close to over the course of his life, his career. And it really paints a picture of someone with a lot of issues. And I'm very curious to finish this just to get more insight into this really flawed human being. To at least what I've seen thus far, that's the conclusion that I'm drawing. So that's been interesting. I think it's probably the thing that I wouldn't say we've been watching, because like I said, we've only really gotten through the first episode. So I'm curious to see where the rest of it goes. But the thing I want to get back to, and I think it probably leads well into what we're going to talk about today. Are you familiar with Shoresy?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I've never watched it, and that it feels like a cardinal sin for a Canadian to have not seen this show.
I was gonna say, how is the Canadian between the two of us is the one that hasn't watched the show?
Because I have this thing called responsibilities. All right.
So do I. They're just different.
Work and family and such. But no, I threw the first episode on a few weeks ago, just on a lark. Like, maybe I'll catch on. I really like the premise presented in the first episode, and that is something I need to get back to.
Yeah, I really love that show. That show is fantastic.
I'll hopefully have an update for you the next time we're able to record in like 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it was like I saw it on as mostly clips on TikTok, and then I was like, okay, let's just sit down and actually watch the show. Because like I watched Letterkenny and didn't love Letterkenny.
I didn't vibe with Letterkenny either.
But Shoresy, I'm like, I love this. With that all said and done, let's actually talk about our topic for the day. We're talking today about a Very Jonas Christmas movie, a straight to Disney Plus movie releasing on November 14th, runtime of 80 minutes, directed by Jessica Yu. Jessica Yu being primarily known in TV, did an episode, like I mentioned earlier, of Stumptown. Handful of episodes for Only Murders in the Building. And in a kind of a hard left turn, 6 episodes for 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, that's certainly a choice.
Other stuff includes Grey's Anatomy, Parenthood, American Crime, American Horror Story, Citadel, This Is Us, The Morning Show. She's really been on all over when it comes to TV. In terms of film, though, there is one movie I do want to shout out, and that is Quiz Lady. From 2023.
Oh, that's the Awkwafina one, right?
That
with her and Sandra Oh.
Yes. I love that movie. It is very fun. Highly recommend it. This movie, though, starring, unsurprisingly, Kevin Joe and Nick Jonas.
No.
And incredibly surprising to Griffin, did not know about this, Chloe Bennett. Just kind of randomly.
I mean, the other Jonas is in there, too.
Yeah.
Many other Jonases. There's Priyanka Chopra Jonas. There's Frankie Jonas. There's Kevin Jonas Sr.
Yes, all of their families are in this, which I
There's Will Ferrell for some reason.
Will Ferrell is the greatest joke in this entire movie.
What a weird open.
What a weird open. And then coming back around at the end.
Oh, those end credits were great. All of that shot in one of my favorite places in the city, which we'll talk about extensively, because I mentioned earlier, talking about things Canadian, this whole movie, apart from one scene, was shot in Canada, primarily around Toronto and the Greater Toronto area. So there are things here that I really love, and I'm going to talk about them.
Also, just incredibly randomly, Andrew Barth Feldman. Like
which was a great pull.
They got some really good people. They got him in there. They got Randall Park in here. Jesse Tyler Ferguson is in this. In the weirdest casting of Santa I have ever seen, but love.
That is the definition of hot Santa.
Yeah.
And I will not be taking any questions at this time.
We brought all this, but Mitch, starting spoiler free, how do you feel about a Very Jonas Christmas movie?
It was a Jonas Christmas special. So if you enjoyed the Jonas TV show and that style of media when you were young, like I feel like there's a nostalgic piece to this, just with it being the Jonas Brothers. If you're a fan of their music, I think it's got really good music. I enjoyed all of the musical numbers. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It is a made-for-TV film in the best way possible. I say that with no disrespect, where it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a crisp sub 90-minute runtime with some decent music. I did chuckle. Like, this is not something where I just sat there stone cold killer style. Like, there was emotion felt. I enjoyed the dynamic between the brothers, and the music was good, and there were times where I was legitimately laughing at this. So, job well done.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this, and I was really surprised to enjoy it. I feel like celebrity Christmas specials are really hit or miss. I think we had an incredible one last year with Sabrina Carpenter's special, and like figured that would kind of be the top echelon of a lot of this. Sorry, my camera's bugging me. Yeah, I really was going into this. I think this movie has some really good jokes, some really bad jokes, but ultimately moves at such a pace that it doesn't really matter if you find things funny or not. Like, things keep going in such a way of, it's like, cool, if you didn't like it, we're moving on. I think the emotional beats don't hit a ton in this, but at the same time, it's a Christmas special. I'm not expecting the world from this. We already have our all-timers. Like, we're never going to, I don't think it's very hard to hit all-timer status when it comes to Christmas movies. So I just don't really expect it for something like this. I really like the music in it, though. I think there's only one song in this special that's bad, and it is bad on purpose.
Yeah.
Also, wild that we just randomly got Kenny G in this movie.
Again, there are just some random ass cameos that make no sense in the best way.
But I love that the only time Kenny G shows up on screen is him playing music. He just randomly pops into a song, and it's hilarious. We also finally got a Kevin solo, which is
we got a Kevin solo. We got KJ Apa being a hot pilot, which was great. Billy Lord has some great scenes.
Dude, we saw
Laverne
that.
Cox.
This just shows where I'm at. I didn't recognize KJ Apa at first
because he doesn't have red
he doesn't
hair.
have red hair.
Carmen did the same thing. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, it's Archie. She's like, oh yeah.
I genuinely had to look him up, and I was
off.
like, surely not. I hate to say it, but he took his shirt off and instantly became more recognizable.
Well, that, but also he didn't put on an American accent, which I feel like most audiences know him with the American accent. I mean, he's a native New Zealander, so I'm glad they didn't have him cover that up. It's kind of nice to get him to see him stretch the boundary there and just be who he is instead of having to put on this facade. So thought that was good because like he's like a Samoan chief on his island. Like,
yeah, I like that they actually
he's like an
really
honorary chief.
And for what it's worth, like, we are not the only ones that are actively enjoying this. At the moment, Rotten Tomatoes 92% positive from critics. That said, not many critics. There's only 12. No one really cares about this movie.
Except us.
And I think that speaks interesting to like kind of a more interesting conversation on this of like celebrity Christmas specials in general. So we're going to go full spoilers for this movie though, folks. If you don't want to be spoiled for A Very Jonas Christmas, which very frankly plays out exactly as you expect it to play out, go watch it and come back. Or just chill and we'll explain the story for you.
There isn't a story. Brothers try to get home for Christmas after concert. Santa causes hijinks. Boys end up home for Christmas after learning the power of family and friendship.
Yeah, that's pretty much most of it. Okay, full spoilers.
Night, everybody. I'm going to bed.
I do think there's some fun in here. I always would love any time that we get to shout out Amsterdam. Because shout out Amsterdam.
Look, you can shout out Amsterdam all you want. Other than the scene where they're jumping in the river, that whole thing is Canada.
Well, other than that episode, they're in sight for all of it, of the Amsterdam stuff. So I would expect it to be in a studio.
Fun fact about that, they're not, where they are inside of is a working attraction that is a functional castle. And the scene of them, breaking down in front of Buckingham Palace with the palace guards, that's shot outside that same castle.
Hey, you got to make the most of your shooting space.
I mean, they did, and it's a beautiful space. Casa Loma, I don't know a ton about the history, honestly. That's why I kind of wanted Carmen to be here, but she wanted to go to bed, and that's fine. Um, there's a lot of interesting history here. Like this building has been around since forever. I'm just gonna quickly Google it because I should know more about it. It's a Toronto landmark. It's one of those things where when you're going on a field trip as a kid, you're either going to the zoo or you're going to Casa Loma. Constructed in the early 1900s as residence for some dead dude. Um, yeah, it's been around a while now. It's just this historical landmark within the city, and it's used for a lot of shots like this. Casa Loma also was a stand-in for the X Mansion in the 2000s X-Men films. So there's that. I attended a wedding here one time.
Oh, that
That
sounds
was
fun.
neat.
Get a little bit of that
Yeah, it's
personal
Casa Loma.
Mitch lore there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I very, it's very much one of those of like you can tell. Oh yeah, shot in Canada because hey, guess what? That's the cheap way to shoot stuff.
Well, yeah, but it's like it is blatantly Canadian. Like even when they're pulling up, I think it's to the train station. They're pulling up to Exhibition Place downtown Toronto, which was all like it's been used in shooting of a ton of different things. I'm trying to think. I think it was so the television show Suits was also filmed in Toronto, and they use that exact same building, like the interior. Like they shot the exterior for this. They use the interior as the airport in Suits for some reason. But like that's fine. And that whole number where they're dancing around and Kenny G shows up is inside that building, which I think is good just from a continuity sense. But it's like they shoot they shoot the outside of one building and then move just across the way to an entirely different building and shoot that whole interior scene there. And it's like it's just fun seeing things pop up and things that aren't supposed to be there.
No, I love that. Of like, it'd be like when I used to watch The Flash on the CW,
Yeah.
and like half of their establishing shots were shots of Portland. They love
But
they love
everything was
shots
shot
of
again. It's all shot in
shot in
Vancouver.
Vancouver, but for some reason they really love showing Portland's bridges and having
Well,
the
I
Flash
feel
run
like
across them.
I feel like Central City is a good parallel to Portland. Like it feels very northwestern, like Pacific Northwest vibes in the comics.
Yeah, I could see it. But what's always see it as that's funny because Star City is just Seattle. Yeah, it's all I always love seeing that stuff. But yeah, like you said, there's really not a ton to this movie. Like it in a way of like very much a Christmas movie does. Of here's the conflict. They're gonna keep not figuring it out so we can keep getting a handful of songs. There are 7 total songs in this movie, which is impressive.
Yeah.
2 of them, admittedly, are the same song, or I guess 2 of them on the soundtrack are the same song. But we've got "Like It's Christmas," the actual Christmas song for this movie. It is the finale song. It's fantastic. We got "Best Night," which I think is the weakest song of this movie. This is Joe Jonas's solo song.
It very much gave TNCE vibes.
Yeah, I can see it. We've got "Coming Home for This Christmas" featuring Kenny G.
That was the one that was shot in the interior of the CNE building. Really fun use of the space because that is a space that like if you're ever up here for the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto, like that place is wild. Like it becomes this whole like flea market almost type setup. It's really odd, and seeing it as empty as it was with just their props and stuff going through it was neat as a Torontonian.
Yeah, I get that. Also,
Plus that exterior, like the interior that like where there was that brick facade.
Yeah.
That's actually a hockey arena where the
Of course
Toronto
it is.
minor league hockey team plays.
Of course, it's a hockey arena.
Because of course it is. Well, it's a multi-purpose venue, but it is at least right now. It primarily is used
Mitch,
as
I
a
try
hockey
not to
arena.
make jokes about the stereotypes, but you guys just set it up.
I know.
Also, I just want to reiterate. Go back a second. I lied. "Like It's Christmas" is not the end song. We'll get there. Next song we got is "Home Alone," which is literally them joking about this idea of a Home Alone musical. which I'm like,
Now, does this get made into an actual musical the way that Rogers the Musical did? I'm
no
gonna say
way,
no,
no way. Rogers had enough
but it,
people like genuinely pissed at the post credits scene that the bit had to continue.
yeah,
Um, it is an absolute shame that Disney did not record a showing of that at Disneyland and put that on Disney Plus. It is an absolute
yeah,
shame.
it really needed to get out there and it didn't. It makes me sad.
Up next, we've got "Feel Something." This was the song between Joe Jonas and Chloe Bennett. Again, did not expect Chloe Bennett to be singing.
She's done other stuff. Like she was in Dave, and I think she had a song in that, didn't she?
Yeah. I mean, I think most people know her from
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield, but she was fully in a jukebox musical called Valley Girl. Or well, she was supposed to be. It ended up getting canceled because it was also supposed to star Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's had this resurgence in the WWE for some reason, but he still seems. Yeah. I'm going to believe Wikipedia on this one. Apparently, Chloe Bennett's professional career started at the age of 15 when she moved to China to pursue a singing career.
Yeah.
Huh.
She has a voice, and she did a little bit of singing when she was Daisy Johnson in Marvel Rivals. Or not Marvel Rivals.
I was going to say that's not the right place.
No, Marvel Rising.
Okay.
Marvel Rising was this like shorts series, and the episode they did with Spider-Gwen ended with a song. Because of course it did. Also, shout out that she was Invincible. I didn't realize she was in Invincible.
Is she? Is she playing Invincible?
Character named Riley.
Riley? I don't know who that is.
Season 2.
Remember when they announced that she was going to be in the live-action Powerpuff Girls show?
And then they canceled that show.
And then they totally canceled.
You ever read the script for that show? Because the script got leaked.
No.
It would have been one of the...
I'm assuming it was going to be as bad or worse than Riverdale.
It was going to be one of the worst shows in existence, and I am genuinely disappointed that we did not get this show. Because I would have loved every single second of it watching the train wreck. It would not have been good. It would have been incredibly bad, but it would have been incredibly entertaining to watch it be bad. But yeah, moving right along. We got That Something. We got Remember When, which was a very, very sweet, kind of the emotional swap around moment for the movie of all of them remembering when they were kids. I will admit this song got me hard. There's something about just like thinking back on past Christmases that just always kills
There's
me.
just something special about the holidays and anything that can evoke that feeling. Like for me, as I've grown, like when you're a kid, the holidays are great, you're getting all these gifts, whatever. But I feel like, at least for me, and I'm sure that you feel this even more so now, having moved across the country, like having the holidays is a reason to get together with the extended family and friends you don't necessarily get a chance to see as often as you'd like. It's honestly if we had family get together for, the third Saturday in July every year, that would be my favorite day of the year. Just get that opportunity to get together, see people, build those memories, those traditions. That's the reason that I love Christmas, at least for me and my family. And I feel like that is, at least for me, why holiday content like this resonates when it does, is when it, drives home that message of family.
Yeah, we talked about this last year, which is this is a very specific poll, or maybe it was before that. I don't remember. Time's weird. I think it might have been the year before that. When we talked about the Guardians holiday special.
That was 2022.
Was that seriously 3 years ago?
Yeah, because I looked it up because I was looking to see what last year's holiday thing was for Disney, and it wasn't that.
I don't think did they do. No, it was no. I don't know what it was last year.
I've got it open. I'm trying to figure it out.
But no, I remember us talking about that and talking about Here It Is Christmas Time. The kind of finale song in that.
Yeah.
And I like this. That's what this song made me feel, especially like you mentioned, having moved across the country this year, moving away from all of that. It definitely hit me right in the feels and kind of made me feel all those things. And I really loved. I think that's part of the reason why I really loved this, is it did have remind me of those feelings.
I'm
Um,
also I'm also just going back to see what we reviewed last holiday because I want to know.
in the same way, though, I feel that exact same way about Better Off Alone. Of, and I think that's what this movie does very well. If, hey, family is complicated. There are good moments and there are bad moments, and there is figuring out what is right for you within that. And I thought Better Off Alone was a great song that kind of played with that a little bit of, yeah, it is this moment in the movie wise of like, hey, the brothers are pissed at each other, but it is a good point to bring up within all of this that I really like. And
I think we
then
might have missed posting some episodes on the podcast feed last December because I'm not seeing anything.
I don't know if we did anything for Christmas last year.
I know I'd be disappointed if we didn't, so I'm just going back in
That wasn't our
on YouTube.
was last year our Die Hard year. We did Die Hard at one point.
Did we just abandon Skeleton Crew?
No, we did 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew. I just might have not have uploaded it to the podcast feed.
Yeah, because it looks like there was episode 1 and 2 and 3, and then just Skeleton Crew review. So we probably just got lost. Last year they did season 3 of What If.
Oh, that's right. And we did do a full episode on that just after it ended.
We did, yeah, but we didn't do it. Like there was nothing specific in the holiday period that was a Disney Plus original. But yeah, Guardians was 22 somehow.
Somehow is right.
Well, I mean, I say somehow, but like it came out before Volume 3. Volume 3 was 23. So
it's less that and more of like that just feels like more recent.
I mean, we're just getting old and time moves differently now, Griffin. I'm sorry. You've crossed the threshold into why are things moving so fast?
Dude, everything moves so quickly now.
I do have one anecdote that I want to get into. Just going to totally tangent because it's about the movie. Don't worry about it. But I just don't want to, miss talking about this. It was very interesting. So I believe this happened, I want to say like 2 or 3 months after Owen was born. And I just want to get the timing right. Jonas. Where there was news reports of a surprise Jonas Brothers concert in Toronto for $20. So you pay $20, you get to go to this secret Jonas Brothers show. And I was right. It was the middle of February last year, or earlier this year. Tickets sold out instantly. And it was at this, like you see it in the opening and the end of the show, this concert hall, beautiful, beautiful venue. Probably my favorite concert venue in the city, Massey Hall. I will admit, I think of all the concerts I can remember, the only one I've ever cried at was at this venue. And this is really going to sound stupid because it was when they brought out what's his name? So I was at Video Games Live, the Tommy Tallarico produced video game orchestra concert. And they brought out Jason Page for the encore to do the Pokemon theme. And I legitimately cried I bawled. I absolutely bawled. And I will fully admit that here on the internet. And you can clip that, put it everywhere, and everyone can think I'm an idiot. Or just weird. That's fine. It's one of my favorite, this is such an old historic building. And they recently did a bunch of renos. I haven't been since they did the renovations, but it looked beautiful in this shot, or in these shots. You can definitely tell that Will Ferrell did not shoot in Toronto because everything is a hard camera cut to him and a crowd of people. And he is very clearly not in that venue, which is fine. But he missed out on an opportunity because Massey Hall is just a beautiful, beautiful concert hall. I've seen, like I said, I saw Video Games Live there. I've seen the Bare Naked Ladies there, just digging my Canadian.
No, BNL is fair. BNL is fair.
So BNL, fantastic. That is the artist I've seen in concert more than any others, which I know, again, reinforcing Canadian stereotypes.
Which I'm still jealous of you of because I've never gotten to see them live.
I mean, they're doing a co-headlining tour with Train next year. You should just go see that.
Yeah, because, well, Okay, so I thought I was getting away from the problem with Portland is that they were always you would always like not get the concerts there because they would always go to Seattle. And I was
Right.
like, oh, I'm finally moving out of Portland. I will finally get away from that. And I moved to Orlando. Well, rather than going to
Everything goes to
Orlando,
Miami.
they go to Miami or Tampa. So
I mean, Tampa's not that far.
yeah, but it's still a drive. And doing that drive after a concert sucks.
So West Palm Beach and Tampa are the Florida stops on that tour. So
Okay, I'm going to Tampa.
I mean, you can just come up to Toronto for the show in August.
Okay, twist my arm.
And you know what? They're not doing Seattle. They're doing Bend.
Okay,
So
that is the most Bare Naked Ladies move to do to go to Bend, Oregon.
well, it's trains tour that Bare Naked Ladies are supporting. I think they're only co-headlining the Toronto show.
That makes sense
Which is
because that's probably where they're most popular on that tour.
it is, but also like it seems like they always do that in Toronto because I saw Hootie and the Blowfish a few years ago, where they were doing a tour where they were the headliner, Bare Naked Ladies were supporting for every show except Toronto, and there they were co-headlining. So it's just funny the way that works out. But
Also,
yeah,
I would
so I've
just like
seen
to
Bare
say-
Naked Ladies in Massey Hall. I saw July Talk there. I've seen Brian Adams there.
Going specifically
Again,
for Hootie and the Blowfish. God, you're old.
okay, so look, I'm not a Hootie fan. I'm a Bare Naked Ladies fan. That's why I was at that show. The reason I bought the tickets was because my sister is a huge Darius Rucker fan of his. Like, she's a fan of his country music, and it just kind of blurred the lines of she wanted to see Bare Naked Ladies and Darius Rucker, and it just so happened they were doing a reunion tour of Hootie and the Blowfish, and that is how that came to be.
Which is significantly better than his country music, but alas.
To each their own. I'm not going to yuck someone's yum. If you're into country music, you're into country music. I don't judge you.
Oh, I don't judge you. I'm just going to say
Public.
my opinions.
Yeah.
Bringing it back. Kind of.
I don't know. I just love Massey Hall. I wanted to shout out Massey Hall because I haven't gotten a chance to do it yet.
Yeah, I really like this. I like this movie just kind of as a chance to talk about the holidays. Because I think the holidays are always a unique time for anyone and everyone. Like, you never really know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you might get some psychopathic, axe murderer in the form of a 10-year-old child left behind in New York. Or, you get the Jonas Brothers plane exploding in London. And then also in Amsterdam.
They have
or wherever
some
they
really
know.
funny jokes in this. One of my favorites of them being the fact that they blow up 2 planes.
I just feel like it's not a good holiday special until something is being blown up. You look at Nakatomi Plaza, you look at Stark Tower, I guess kind of gets blown up in that one What If episode.
I mean, if we're counting Iron Man 3.
Kevin Bacon's home.
Does it get blown up?
Eh.
They have to
I mean, they blow up his spot. I think that's for sure.
Yeah, I think watching this movie when it comes back to family, right? I think that's the big thing for any Christmas movie. And that feels like most Christmas movies of like, they always come back to family. And it's always kind of a very special topic, I think, for Christmas movies in particular. There's no other genre of movie that really does it quite like Christmas movies. And I think that's something unique, and like that's something I always want to give credit to Christmas movies for. As much as I love to give crap to Hallmark, because every movie is exactly the same, and you can figure out the plots down to the second.
We talked about this on our Mighty Nine episode a little bit, but I actually, when it first was becoming a thing, I went to ChatGPT and just asked it to come up with a Hallmark Channel original Christmas movie script for a Hallmark movie starring Goku and Aladdin, I think it was, just to see what absurdity it would spit out. And I was not left disappointed. So
It was exactly
I know you
what
have
you
your
expect.
qualms about Gen AI, but they're running that shit through the Hallmark Channel.
Oh yes, like genuinely, it's so bit for bit, but it does.
The
But
woman
it does
from
hit
the big
that.
city who goes on assignment in a small town to cover a cookie competition, has to make the decision between falling in love and staying with the man who breeds horses and was running the sleigh at the festival, or going back to her job in the big city. But then the big city decides that they're going to set up shop in this small town and do seasonal things. So then she gets the best of both worlds.
Have I told you about the new Hallmark movie coming out next year that they shot down here?
Maybe. I know they just came out with one about the Buffalo Bills, which was funny.
Yeah. No, they shot a on location Hallmark movie at Disney World.
Oh no, you didn't tell me about this. It popped up on my TikTok with was there Lacey, what's her face from Mean Girls, with Mickey and Minnie?
Chabert. Yeah.
Yes, the one who's in all the Hallmark movies.
Mm-hmm. Now I can't confirm this because I'm honestly not 100% sure, but I could have sworn I stumbled upon them filming this the other day. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, it was their full film camp.
I saw some TikToks of them having parts of the park shut down for filming, like during park hours, which is just, they don't do that normally.
Yeah, that's very, very.
But they must have needed daytime shots or something.
Mm-hmm. They'll do it for very specific things. They did it for they shut down part of the park for Kylie Kelsey's podcast. Kylie Kelsey being the...
Oh, no. I know. I'm very familiar with this podcast.
This is not for you. This is for listeners.
Okay.
Being the wife of Jason Kelsey, former center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Her podcast...
She did a great episode with Michael Bublé.
Her podcast,
Canadian.
Amazing. Genuinely one of my favorite listens every week. But yeah, like I was very surprised to see them filming this. I'm excited to see what it is. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it until next year.
I mean, I'm sure it's something that I will reluctantly watch. Will we do an episode on that? We should probably do an episode on that.
If we are still recording this at December of next year, we will do an episode on that.
You say this every year. We've been recording together for like 4.5 years.
I don't trust it. You like talking about this shit with me too much. I don't trust it. Yeah, there's not much to say about this Jonas Brothers movie. It's a very straightforward movie. Obviously, we've given all our thoughts. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you all watch it. Yeah. We're going to be doing more episodes in the future, though, about other random various things. So, of course, please let us know what you want us to talk about. There is so much happening in the world of Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, etc. And there's so much content to go through on Disney Plus and the parks, etc., that we will talk about anything and everything. So, as always, please let us know in the comments below on social media, even though
August 17th, 2021, Jungle Cruise is the first episode with Mitch as permanent co-host. You're stuck with me at this point.
Mitch does wonders.
I got receipts, man. I'm gonna hold you to them.
Mitch really does.
I'm not going anywhere. I have a blast doing this as often as we're able to do it. So don't you're only gonna get rid of me if you ask me to go.
Makes note. Yeah, let us know, folks, what else you would like us to talk about. We'll be here. We'll be talking about things regardless. Of course, thank you everybody for listening. Happy holidays. Be good to each other, and have a magical day.